Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. All right, latest data here, latest trends. Still looking at what I was talking about this morning with this closed low syndrome all the way through at least 1.5, and then after that we're going to see a pattern shift. But there's like 4 storm systems lined up, all of them very well-defined areas of low pressure that come off the Pacific, hit the west coast, California, and then it's like they just disintegrate. It's like they hit a wall, and there's very little moisture survival with these storm systems through Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado. But after that fourth storm, the fourth storm is going to be the one that I think changes the pattern, delivers snow and colder air to the west. So California, you've got snow coming 1.3 and 1.6. Looking at just a general larger pattern change for the west after 1.5. So that I think that puts Utah, Wyoming, Colorado in line for snow and colder temps between 1.6 and 1.8. It's that fourth storm system that should do it. And I'll show them to you here. Here's water vapor satellite imagery. So moisture aloft is in the whites, the blues, the greens. So there's one little storm right here, and it's almost like all of these, once they move in past California, the west coast, they hit a wall. And there's very little moisture survival through the interior Rockies. There's one low, another strong one behind. Again, closed low syndrome, as Corey Gates, my friend meteorologist Corey Gates, likes to say. And there's another low, and then you know what? The origin of the next low behind that's right there. So all of them kind of curl down like this and then make their way into the west. There is another storm behind this one, and that's the one that will come south, and it's going to drag that northern branch of the jet down and really change the pattern. Here's the forecast radar and satellite. That's the current state of affairs. Watch what happens here. So there's a little bit of leftover snow with a little bit of a warm front there in Colorado on New Year's Eve across the western slope, just a tiny bit, about an inch of accumulation, and then it's gone. Here's New Year's Day, New Year's afternoon. Not much happening at all across the lower 48. Now on the second into the third, we have another storm system moving in, especially on the third. That's when Tahoe gets its next shot of snow. Tahoe, Shasta, Mammoth is on the third, and then again on the 6th. But watch this storm system. This one actually dives to the south and becomes a southern track storm and does deliver snow into parts of Utah and also Colorado on the 4th. So that's interesting. That storm does go to the south, but it does deliver some snow to both states. But again, we're really waiting on that number 4 storm. You can't see it here. It's going to come in out of the Pacific Northwest in Canada with the northern branch. So let me show you that on the jet pattern. Here we are. This is 1.5. So just after what you were just looking at there on the forecast radar. You can see the big dip in the jet coming down out of basically Canada and Alaska. That's going to drag that northern branch down. Look at it on 1.8. That's a sizable trough, and it's wide open. The northern branch is amplified, going all the way up into Canada, reaching up there and allowing all that cold air to just spill south through Montana, Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado. So a lot of jet support. You've got a storm system being coddled, and it's developing right there. So a lot of things coming together for that one storm that just flips the pattern. Watch this. So no snow in this forecast. There's very little, about an inch over parts of the western slope of Colorado and some up in BC. Phase 2. So this is 1.2 to 1.5. So the snow in California is on 1.3. The snow you see in Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico is mainly on 1.4. And then you can see just the leading edge up there in the BC area, Pacific Northwest, and Banff of that northern branch buckling south with that number 4 storm. And here's that final period. The numbers are pretty similar to this morning. In some cases, they have gone up, which I expected. But you can see it. With more cold air, you're going to have better snow generation, and I think with the storm system, you're going to have a little better turning of the winds. Because it doesn't take much when you have mountains to produce precipitation, and if you just turn the wind and you get some upslope, we can do that here, or a graphic precip. And so you really need cold air to make that happen, to set up that scenario in the atmosphere. And in Colorado, it's been so warm and dry, and that's really been the case in Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana. So this would be a nice change down the road. Again, 1.6 through 1.8. All right, here is the Northeast. Latest numbers really haven't changed much. 1 to 4 inches will do it up in the Northeast, so very light accumulations. All right, guys, we'll end on this graphic. Again, this is really our next best hope for snowfall across the Intermountain West, Intermountain Rockies, so keep our fingers crossed. Thanks for tuning in here, guys, and take care.